Morning VC. Glorious Sunday morning in the UK, well in the Midlands in the UK it is. Anyway, I don't know what it's like elsewhere. I got up this morning about 7, went for a walk, got a newspaper, and it was crisp and frosty, and it was just very, very seasonal. My first video for about 3 weeks. I think this has just been really very busy. I had a big bonfire party last weekend, which I probably referred to in a previous video when I was building a bonfire in the field, sort of paddocky thing that we've got at the back of the house. Anyway, I just wanted to, I think I'm going to call this film vinyl, CDs, whatever. I know this is a vinyl community, and we have a love of vinyl and collecting vinyl. But I also buy quite a few CDs if I spot them. Sometimes things aren't available on vinyl, so you just have to go with the CD. But anyway, so it's a bit of a roundup really, a few things to show. The first one, this is something that Brett showed an interest in. It's Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, OMD's first UK release, and I'm led to believe, well, I know that the first 2 albums in the UK, this one and Organisation, were released in the States as a compilation. And it had a cover which looked a bit like that. The interesting thing about this is it's actually, I can't remember what they call it now. This is a grid, and you can see through it. You can see there, and it's a really delicate cover, and it's very, very difficult to find in that sort of condition. I acquired it as part of a collection from somebody else, but it was released on Din Disc in the UK, and this is. When I bought it, it was virtually unplayed, and so it was part of quite a large collection. But there we go. That's the first UK issue of Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, and as I say, very, very delicate album to find. The second thing is, I think it was LJ asked about this album. This is the first rays of the new rising sun, Jimi Hendrix. This was a gift to me from Harry. Found he got too many. And I don't know how he ended up with 2 of these, but he did do. And having listened, I don't know if you're aware of the genesis of this album. It was released firstly in 1997, and it was essentially a double album of material put together from all the stuff that Jimi Hendrix had been working on when he died. I've only listened to it a couple of times, so can't really give an informed opinion other than that it is classic Hendrix. And the thing that always strikes me when you're listening to these albums is the fluidity of how he plays the guitar. Now I can't, I'm not an expert on the guitar, so I can't say anything about it. I can roughly strum a guitar, but listening to this, it's just absolutely amazing that from the time that it was, because nobody did it. He sort of invented that style of playing, in my opinion. And started guitarists down a route that, well, we're reaping the benefits of it today. The other 2 vinyl albums that I bought are these, and this is John Foxx. Well, John Foxx and the Maths. I was in our favourite record shop in Rugeley a couple of weeks ago, and I picked this. It had just come in. This album came out first last year, but this is the first vinyl issue of it. And I got this home, and this is absolutely outstanding. If you know anything about John Foxx, he was the singer with Ultravox for the first 3 albums. He then left to pursue a solo career. Midge joined Ultravox then, and the rest is just history. But this is like an album, as if it was from, I don't know, it's like almost like a continuation of an Ultravox album with John Foxx at the front. The Maths is actually another electronic keyboardist who calls himself Benj, but his real name is Ben Edwards. So it is a collaboration, but it's a classic John Foxx album. In fact, I thought it was so good. I just got on Facebook and sent to Chris, who runs the shop, a message saying, can you put the other album that you've got there aside for me? So this is The Shape of Things. Interplay came out first, and then a few months later I would guess that they produced the whole thing pretty much in the same series of sessions, and then this came out later. I've only listened to this a couple of times, and I would say Interplay is much better. This is still good, very listenable, but this is just outstanding. And anybody who likes that sort of almost like it was like a UK wave of krautrock, if you like, and bands like Ultravox were very much paying tribute to Kraftwerk and Neu and bands like that, and really this is a classic addition to that sort of genre of work, if you like. So those are my recent vinyl acquisitions in the last 3 weeks. You can tell VC that I'm being really disciplined with some of these things, so I'm not going out and buying loads at the moment so I can listen to them. But unfortunately, HMV in Basingstoke, where I'm working at the moment, had a bit of a sale. So I then went in there and they got a lot of things really cheap. So I picked up some CDs. And this is I think there's about 6 in this sort of bracket. Kiss, Love Gun, I've got it on vinyl, but I just wanted to listen to it in the car. It's an American import, you can see. It's got a little sticker across the top, which they don't have in the UK. Had that album a long time. I've got Kiss Dynasty CD. Again, this takes me right back. I bought this album in October of 1979 when I was 16 and I'd just gone into the 6th form, and I'm still listening to it all these years later, 33 years later. The reason why I was minded to buy it was that my daughter is now 16 and she's just gone into the 6th form to do her A-levels. So, you know, sort of life's passing me by, but I'm still listening to the same stuff, really, in many respects. I got this album, Belle and Sebastian, If You're Feeling Sinister. I don't know if that's supposed to be, I don't know why, I'm not really listening to the song properly. The actual track, If You're Feeling Sinister. I'm always drawn to that word, really, because it's the sinistrous is the opposite word to dexterous, and everybody always assumes that it's like a bad thing, but dexterous actually means right. When they say people are dexterous, it usually means sort of very good with their hands, but it actually means right-handed, and sinistrous means left-handed. And in the midst of time, people who were left-handed were considered to be evil or not very good or whatever, because they were different to everybody else. And I'm always drawn to the word, really, because I'm actually left-handed, so I quite like being sinistrous, so to speak. But this is a really good album. I'm just thinking there's one track on there which I really like. I can't remember which one it is now. I'll put a note underneath because I've been listening to a lot in the car, so I didn't notice the titles. But there's one track on it which is actually, I think it's track 5. But I'll put it in the notes under the video. The next one is Isabel Campbell and Mark Lanigan. Sunday at Devil Dare. This is Americana at its best. He reminds me of somebody, I can't think who it is. It's a singing style, maybe a bit like Nick Cave in that way. Another young band, You Me at 6, Sinners Never Sleep. It's the third band, I think third album from this band. They are from Leicester, again another Midland city in the UK. And I picked this up because I knew my daughter's got a poster on a wall and she was listening to them. I thought, oh, I'll find what that's about. And that's one of the great things about having kids, that they sort of keep your mind alert, in my opinion. So they're always putting you on to new bands and new and different things. So the best track, the standout track for me on here is the one called This Is the First Thing, and I think it's really good. And then I bought this as well. These were all £2 and £3 each, all brand new. An introduction to Elliott Smith. Very low key album. It's a best of, and I didn't know anything about Elliott Smith, other than that it was a tragic story where he's alleged to have killed himself in quite an unpleasant way, really, which I probably won't dwell on. But listen to the songs, and he was supposedly alcoholic and dabbled with drugs, etc., and was a depressive. And listen to these songs, they sort of sound like the songs from somebody that is in that frame of mind, really. And I need to, it's a difficult listen in many respects, so I need to sort of give it more time. And then a couple of things that I have acquired recently. This came in the post yesterday. It's called Bright Morning Star, and it's a folk singer called Bella Hardy. She's quite young, you can see there, she's probably in her 20s. And I've got another album of hers on CD. She doesn't put them on vinyl at the moment. Anyway, this is a Christmas album, and if you like English folk, and what I mean by that is she sings in a very traditional style, and she has a very English accent, if you like. So if you like listening to that, she enunciates in a very sort of clear way her singing, and this has got classics on like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, The Holly and the Ivy, Footprints, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, but they're done in a sort of a really nice acoustic style with fiddle, etc. It's got a song on there, Merry Christmas Everyone, which in the UK everybody knows was by Shakin' Stevens. However, this is a much better version than Shakin' Stevens. And the final thing I want to show you is this. I meant to show you a few weeks ago, and this is by our very own Brett Helm and his band Audra, Everything Changes, and Rob put on Facebook, I think it was, put a picture of this on his dashboard in his car while he was driving to work, which was a real massive coincidence because I was listening to it in my car going to work. And this is a great album. I've been sort of had a few conversations with Brett about, this should be on vinyl because it's just the same. And if you want any posts, I don't like to say things sound like, because they usually don't, but if you want to look for the influences, you've got to look for sort of like indie rock. UK indie rock would be, you're going by starting at the likes of Joy Division, Susie and the Banshees, Psychedelic Furs, and then later stuff that there's individual songs that remind me of bands like the Editors and Interpol, which are obviously more recent indie style bands. But this is a really good album and it's well worth getting, and I'll tell you the website. It's www.audramusic.com. that's AUDRA music.com. so get on there and buy it, and you won't regret it really. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, Brett, it needs to be on vinyl. Okay then, VC, that's it for me. I hope we're all having a good one. Hope the weather's treating you as well as it's treating us here, and it's actually only 5 weeks to Christmas, so I'm really looking for, I'm going to do a Christmas music, which will probably include Bright Morning Star as well in there, and I'm just waiting for the Low Christmas album to come in the post, and I've just got the reissue of Elvis's Christmas album as well, so I've not been quite as restrained as I was claiming a little earlier. But anyway, VC, enjoy the rest of your weekend and take care.